Hi class, this week we are going to talk about the inventory management. We specifically need to calculate three numbers: turnover, dream ROI, and also we are going to calculate a planned inventory based on the SSR method. So the first task we would like to do is to calculate a turnover. To calculate turnover, we actually need two numbers. The first one is the net sale, and the second one is the average inventory at retail. Based on the table here, first we need to calculate the sales of the season. You can see that we actually have more than a season's number here. A fourth season starts from August to January. And to calculate a seasonal net sale, we need to use a sum formula. Make sure that we include only 6 months. So the sales column would be the column C, and we can just use our mouse to select the 6 sales and press enter. This is the net sale of the fourth season. And the second number we need is the average inventory. To calculate the inventory, what we need is all the numbers of BOMs beginning of the month, and also we need the last month's EOM, which equals to the beginning of month's inventory of the following month. So it would be the retail inventory of February. Okay? And based on this formula, we know that in total we have 6 BOMs, a BOM from August to January, and one EOM of January, which equals to BOM of February. Okay? And we in total have 7 numbers. So in order to calculate the average inventory at retail, what we can do is we can do it in two ways. We can use the same formula that we used a while ago to do a sum of 7 sales, and we need this number over the total number of months, which would be 7. This is the first way, and we can do it in the second way. So we can also use the average formula to calculate the averages of the 7 cells. You may notice that the result are the same. So now we know turnover is not a dollar number, it is not a percentage number. So we put the turnover into a third column, and the turnover should be equal to net sale of the season over the average inventory of the season. That would be the turnover of the fourth season. Next one, the second activity we are going to calculate dream ROI. By definition, dream ROI equals to gross margin over the average inventory at cost. So we know what is the average inventory at retail. To convert this number to the average inventory at cost, what we need is the markup percentage. So the formula would be we use the average inventory at retail, we times it with 100% less the percentages of the markup, and this number would be the cumulative markup percentage instead of a planned number. And make sure you're using the actual cumulative markup percentage. Now we have the average inventory at cost. We are going to look for the gross margin in dollars. The gross margin equals to the sum of the monthly gross margin. So what we can do is to use this function again, select only the months that belong to this season, 6 of them. And now we should be able to get gross margin over inventory at cost. And this number, July, it is not a dollar number, it is not a percentage number either. So we put this number into a third column. And we know there's another way to calculate GMROI. It would be also equals to percentage of the gross margin times turnover over 100% less the cumulative markup percent. So we can also verify our results by applying a second formula. Okay. Now the first task would be calculate the gross margin in percentage. This is the dollar number. We put the dollar number over the sales number. That's how we got the gross margin in percentage. And to verify our answer, we can put the answer here using the formula. We know the gross margin in percentage. We time this number with turnover and put it over 100%, or I can simply type 1 less the cumulative markup percentage. And this is also a non-dollar non-percentage number. And we are getting rid of the dollar sign. So the two numbers here are the same, which means that we probably got the correct answer. The third activity, we are going to calculate planned inventory based on the SSR method. SSR measures a ratio between stock and also the sales. So based on the formula, we knew planned BOM, which would be the inventory, beginning inventory of that month, equals to the SSR of that month times the planned sales of that month. This is the planned inventory, beginning inventory of February. And we know we can apply this formula to the rest of the rows. Make sure we are getting the correct answer by tracking the last cell of the row. It seems fine. And we knew that the end of the month inventory should equal to the beginning of the month's inventory of the following month. So we knew this cell, February's EOM equals to the following month's BOM. And we should be able to apply the formula again to the row. One thing I would like to mention is that the last month of the spring season, we still don't know what would be the planned EOM. It could be a predetermined number. It could be a number that we calculated based on BOMs, planned sales and reductions, and it could be also the average inventory. Okay, depending on which method we use, the number would be different here. So for this reason, we just leave it blank. And next week, when we are actually doing the dollar plan, we will mention it. That's it. That's everything for this week.